be able to teach choir and to make students with music with young students, and then the theater aspect of it as well. It's my dream job. It's my dream job. I love it here. I love the community. Everybody's just so happy and smiley. And do you need anything? Do you need anything? We love it. It's just a family here. The pride that that Stratford has. I love it. I really do love it. It's my dream job.
So why do you think you can make a difference with this particular age group?
I think high school for me is when I realized who I was, what I wanted to do, even if it changed throughout college. I want to do something for someone else that my teachers did for me in high school. I realized that again in high school, I wanted to become that music teacher, and someone impacted my life. So I want to impact someone else's, and I think this is the perfect age to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your technique for inspiring your students and invoking a love for music?
Just to be open and honest, and humble at the same time. Try to make choir fun. Choir and theater is something that they choose to be in. So why not make it fun? You chose that. You don't have to be in choir or theater. Yeah, we need a fine arts credit, but I try to make it fun and to be open, honest, sincere. It is how I try to connect with my students and impact them as well. I don't want to be some fake teacher that trying to be down, and I'm really not. But I'm trying to relate to them as well, as much as I know how, and keep my doors open. So if anybody needed to talk to me, it's an open classroom. It's a safe space. You can be who you want to be in my classroom.
Do you feel like you can relate with every type of student?
Yeah. Even if I've never had the same experience, I know someone who has, or I've been there with someone before, and I try to connect with them some way, somehow. I've been through a lot in my life that I can relate to everyone. If I can't, I'll still try to make some type of connection with what I've been through.
So without getting into detail with those experiences, what is a piece of advice that, based off of living that life, you can share with people to encourage everyone?
Again, be honest. Be true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't be who you are. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do this. As long as it's safe, of course. But right. Be who you want to be. Love yourself. There's self-love and self-trust is important. Before you can love anybody else, you need to know how to love yourself and be yourself and know who you are. Yeah, you're still young at this age, but be true to yourself and love yourself. Love on yourself before. If you don't, you'll go crazy. You'll go crazy.
Yeah. So what do you think it takes in a person to pursue a long-term career in singing?
Taking care of your body, taking care of your health. The thing in singing is our body is our instrument. So if we get a little cough, if we get a little sneeze, it does affect our voice. So really just being true to, taking care of your body, taking care of your instrument, and to just keep working at it. Singing, if you don't use those muscles all the time, you will lose it. Like anything else, you'll lose those muscles, and you'll lose that technique. So just keeping up with the technique, keep practicing, and taking care of your instrument. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have one more section. We have enough time, yes?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. I'm good. I don't teach next year.
Okay. Would you agree that music is a sort of expression?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Yes.
That's just to make sure that we're on the same page.
Yes.
Okay. What kinds of music do you like?
I would say I like all music, but I don't listen to it all. I'm a music lover, but I don't listen to all music. I love gospel. That's what I grew up on. Gospel. I love musical theater. Broadway show tunes. I love it. Of course, I love choral music, and I love R&B. And I gotta say it, I love hip hop. Cardi, Nicki,
like
Beyonce, trap. I love it all. If you go in my car, you look at my playlist. That's all I listen to.
Okay.
But yeah.
And who's your musical inspiration and why?
Oh gosh. I have a lot of them.
That's okay. List a couple.
I love Beyonce. I love her performance.
She's
It's Maya. I'm the president of the Beehive. But I love her performance. I love her work ethic. Anita Baker. I just love her band. I love her musicianship. I love her voice. I call her Auntie Anita. And then I love Fantasia. Fantasia, I love it. She can do no wrong. Those are some of them. Stevie Wonder. Oh gosh, Stevie. Whitney Houston. She's my cover, my screen protector. Nippy. That's my Whitney Houston. I love, yeah. Those are some of mine. The list can go on. Billy Porter. Oh my gosh, Billy Porter. Oh, it's the first one. Oh my god, yeah.
Is there a reason that ties all these people together?
For most of them, they're African American, and in a time that African Americans could not do something, I got to see myself in each one of them. Whitney Houston, for example, we're from the same area of New Jersey. I played for her mom before.
Wow.
I never got to meet Whitney, but played for her mom a couple times. Billy Porter is just my icon. He's Broadway. He was the original Lolo and Kinky Boots on Broadway. He was an American Horror Story. He just sings, just his fashion. They're all. I can see myself in each one of them, whether it be singing, performing, fashion, what they, their quotes or something like that. So.
Right. Okay. So, what importance does music have to you, and why?
Music saved my life. When I was, college, I missed my parents. Even though I was 3 hours away from home, I was still close enough, but I was far enough. And music kept me sane. Music kept me emotionally grounded, spiritually grounded. It kept me from out of trouble. Just listening to music and creating music with my friends, whether it be singing, choral, and choir in our dorm room. I always have music playing, always. When I'm in the shower, I'm having a whole concert in the shower. When I'm cleaning, I have music. It soothes me.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll start not singing, and all of a sudden I have the broom or the dustpan. I'm having a whole concert.
Right.
in my apartment. And I've always been that way for some. I've always had music. I remember in high school, my mother banging on the door, "Turn it down."
It sounds relatable.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, for you, well, I'm just gonna move to the next question. I'll go back to that. When did you realize you wanted to have a career in music?
I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
That's when I knew.
And it was because of that teacher?
It was because of my high school.
Did you have like a discussion with him where you?
I did. I told him. I said, my first question I never forget was, "How do I become a music teacher?" And his eyes perked up. And I said, "Because of you, I want to be a music teacher just like you." And we still talk to this day. He was actually my first black teacher in high school.
So did you grow up in a school that's mostly white?
Honestly, I told Miss Baker, this was the other choir director, I told her that Stratford reminds me of my high school where I went. It's very diverse. It reminds me of my high school where I went. That's why I think I love it so much. It reminds me of my high school.
In seriousness, do you think that if you hadn't had the same support system and the same growth that you did, would your life have turned out differently, or fundamentally do you think you are who you are and you would have continued with that?
I think for me, fundamentally, is because of my parents. They were in my life. But I seeing some of my relatives, that they had the support system, but education was big in my house. My dad and mom were both teachers. So it was big to go through and finish school, and get a career, get a salary job. But then I also have some cousins that did not go to college that are making more money than I am by doing a trade. But they were still grounded by their parents. And I feel that if I was not grounded by my parents, that I might have turned out different. I never know. Never know.
Okay. Is music a part of a person's individuality? If so, then how does music shape a person's identity?
I think It can be. I know it shaped my identity. I know it shaped who I am, and how I think, how I act, how I decide to make a choice. Um, I remember in college, I wanted to change my major, and I forget, one song came on, I forget what it was, it was Beyonce, and I started thinking, I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay where I am. So for me, it made me who I am. The decisions I make, the choices I make, situations I got out of or got into,